Hello world, my name is Santi, I'm a polyglot, and this is the Santiglot channel. Alright guys, so in this series I'm gonna be teaching you a lot of new vocabulary in Chinese so you guys can reach that juicy advanced level. So without further ado, let's get started. 我们开始了。
Alright, so what do we have here? So here we have actually quite a few new words we are gonna be looking at. So let's go directly to the definitions. So we have 精简, which means to simplify, to reduce. 部队, which means military, troops. 编制, in this case we are gonna be looking at the meaning or this word meaning organization, right? 编制. Then we have 减少, to lessen, to decrease, to reduce, to lower. 开支, expenses, right? Expenses, 开支. Then we have 字画, which means the strokes of a character or in general calligraphy and painting. And finally, to describe 字画, then we have 家妙, wonderful, beautiful, referring to calligraphy, right? So, let's go back here, and I'm allergic to something. Alright, so let's go back to the sentences, the example sentences we are going to be looking at. First one, 公司职能精简人员来减少公司开支 Okay. Alright, so pretty easy. 公司职能 The company can only 精简 Okay. Simplified, reduce what? The number of employees, right? 精简人员 pretty much means that they are going to be firing quite a few people. But why? Because 来减少公司开支 in order to reduce 减少 the company's expenses. 公司开支 So the company is going to reduce the amount of people they have hired, the number of employees, because they want to, in order to 来减少开支 in order to reduce expenses. Let's move to the next one. 开始精简部队编制 部队编制 means military organization. So they are starting 开始 they are starting to simplify the military organization. Nice. This one was a pretty easy one. Let's move to the next one. So here we have 文章既精简字画亦加妙 Alright, so this one is a pretty easy one. This means this text, this article is very simple. 精简, pretty simple. And the calligraphy, right, the way it's written, 字画, it's beautiful. It's beautifully written. So, pretty easy, right? Let's go back to the definitions once again. 精简 to simplify, to reduce. 部队 the military, troops. 编制 organization. 减少 to lessen, to decrease, to reduce. And then what? What are we reducing? Expenses. 开支 Then we have 字画 which means calligraphy, painting, and if it's beautiful, what do we call it? We call it 佳妙, 佳妙. So here we are going to be studying one new word, which is this one in red. Let's head down to the definitions. Alright, so 体干, 体干, 体干 means the key point or outline. We are going to be taking these examples are going to be all about this definition, summary or outline, okay, of different things. For example, we have 文章, 讲话, 等, etc. The 内容要点. Alright, so basically we have summaries of what you say, like maybe 讲话, whatever you say, right, can be oral, right, and also it can be written, but it's an outline, a summary pretty much. So let's go back and see how these words are actually used. So we have 写作文之前先写个提纲. Okay, pretty easy, right? So when you write a text before, 之前, before you write a text, first you should write an outline. You should write the main points you're going to be talking about. So that's 提纲, 写个提纲, 提纲. Okay, next one. 写发言提纲. So what kind of outline are we talking about here? 发言means a oral presentation, okay, an oral presentation. So when you're writing, so basically it means to write the outline of a oral presentation. Pretty easy, right? Let's go back to today's words, the definitions. So here we have 写作. Actually, this should be 写作文, like to write a text. So let's not pay too much attention to this. And we have 提纲. 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 I need to drink more water. This means summary or outline, or for example, a 文章, an article, something you write, or 讲话, something that you say, etc. 内容要点, the main points of the content, whatever you're talking about, right? Alright, so what do we have here? We are going to be looking at these 3 new words. Okay, so what are they? First one, 反社会人格者. This one means a person which is pretty antisocial, but not only that, they really like to hurt people, harm them, and that's what we would normally call a psychopath, right? So 反社会人格者, 人格者, 反社会人格者. That means a psychopath, someone who likes to hurt people. Not me, don't worry. Okay, so now we have another cool word, which is 身为. 身为. This one, if you look at the dictionary definition, it will say something in the lines of, in the capacity of, but who says that? So 身为 pretty much means being X then Y, something like that. We'll see it in the example sentences. And then the last one, 体验, 体验, which means to experience or to taste something. Now let's go back to our example sentences. Okay, alrighty, so we have 在生活中真正遇到或身为反社会人格者是一种什么样的体验? Okay, so this one is a pretty easy sentence. So this one, when you really meet or you are, okay, an antisocial person, or you have this type of personality, what what kind of experience is it? What is it like? Alright, so let's break it down. 身为 here means being something. So in life, what is it like being a psychopath? 反社会人格者. And then we have 体验, which means experience. So what type of experience is it? 是一种什么样的体验? Okay, and then we have another good example. This 身为 word is pretty easy. So 身为一名学生，你要努力学习. Being a student, since you are a student, you should study hard. So as a student, you should study hard. Being a student, you should do that. Alright, so it's that kind of idea. We can translate it as being, or as X and Y, then you should do X and Y. Okay, pretty easy. Let's go back to the definitions and pronunciation of these new words. Alright, so we have 反社会人格者, a psychopath, someone who likes to harm people. 身为 being X, then and then you put there another new sentence. 身为, and then we have 体验, to experience. Alright, so let's see this one. This one should be a pretty easy word to learn. Okay, so what is it? We're going to be learning 断绝, 断绝, which means to break off. And we'll see how that works. Let's go back. So what do we have here? We have 他应该和他断绝关系. Okay, 断绝关系. 他对他太不好了. 太不好了. Okay, so she should break her relationship with that man. Right, so you can break a relationship in the sense that you can, how do we say, like we can break it off, like you can stop being that person's friend. Alright, so 断绝关系, to break off from a friendship or whatever type of relationship, right? So she should stop hanging out with that person, should stop contact with that person because he's very bad towards her. And another example of this word would be 断绝交通. Okay, 断绝交通, which means to cut off traffic. You know, you have the traffic and you cut it off. Pretty easy. Let's go back to the definition here. Okay, so here you have a nice translation: to cut ties with someone. You stop having any contact with them, right? So you have 断绝, 断绝, to cut ties with someone you know, right? Because in this case, he's bad to her. And then we also have 断绝, what? 交通, right? Traffic, to cut off traffic. Pretty easy, right? Alright, so what do we have here? We have a lot of new vocabulary, actually pretty advanced vocabulary. So you will normally see this new vocabulary in texts, right? So if you want to read in Chinese, books, etc., you need to know these kinds of things. But in conversation, you don't really use these, okay? So just keep that in mind. Okay, let's get started. What do we have here? Okay, so we have this new vocabulary. Okay, first one, 漫长. 漫长 means very long, something that takes a lot of time. What else do we have? We have 经过. 经过 it's pretty easy, right? We should know that. That means to pass, to go through something, right? And what else do we have? Okay, this one is the one in Xi'an, in Xi'an, actually is a 成语, okay, pretty formal, and it goes together, but we can break it down into these two couples. So we have flourish, then decline, 盛衰, and then honor and disgrace, 荣辱. If we put them together, that actually means like having ups and downs in your life. Like you have times where you flourish, and you have times where everything goes south. And it's horrible. So you have honor and disgrace. That's the idea of this 成语. Let's continue. Then we have 兴盛, to flourish, a synonym. Well, not a synonym. This is actually to flourish. This one is a combination of flourishing and decline. Now let's see decline. 衰败, to decline, to decay, right? So as you can see here, 盛 is this 盛, and 衰 is this 衰, right? So 成语 can be broken down into smaller components, and it really makes sense, right? So to flourish, then decline contains the two words, to flourish and decline. Okay, and the same goes for the next one. 荣辱, honor and disgrace. 荣耀, honor, glory. 耻辱, disgrace, shame, or even humiliation. Okay, so now let's go back and check these beautiful sentence. Okay, so it says, 在我漫长的一生中 okay, 在我漫长的一生中经过许多 what? 盛衰荣辱. So he has gone through a lot of different ups and downs, glory and honor, right? Success and failures. Okay, in my long life, I have gone through a bunch of failures and victories, right? And what we have here is is actually the definition of this 成语. Sometimes we can learn a lot by reading definitions from books. So let's take a look. 意思是指兴盛衰败荣耀耻辱. So here what we have is prosperity, flourishing, then declining, glory, and shame. Basically, the definitions we saw earlier. 指人事变化发展的各种情况. Okay, do we understand that? Okay, so it means the whole thing we already saw. It refers to people's lives, the changes in people's lives, how they develop, and all different types of circumstances, right? So let's go back and see the different words we're studying today. So we have 漫长, 经过, 漫长, very long, 经过, to go through, to pass. 盛衰, 荣辱, ups and downs in life, like victories and failures, right? This is 成语. Then we have 兴盛, to flourish. 衰败, to decline, to deteriorate. Then we have honor and glory. 荣耀, disgrace, shame and humiliation. 耻辱.
Alright guys, so that's all for this video. If you found information in this video useful, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. Also, leave a comment below so we can get to communicate. And if you want to join my live streams, just go and follow me on Twitch, and that way we can actually get to talk there. And that's pretty much all, so bye, see you around guys.